womp.
Oh boy, it's 3 o'clock and we are in the Sunny TV Clubhouse. Some people call it the show that's on in the afternoon, but the Sunnies, the cool kids, the real OGs, we know it as
Afternoon Delight.
That's right. I got my Sunny Honey Mel right next to me, and we've got a pop culture Thunderdome quiz today. We've got Paula Abdul versus Pebbles. Okay, interesting. We will get into that. And of course, we've got Boat Drinks Meme It or Leave It today. Got a fresh round of memes for everybody from over the weekend. Then we've got an Reddit rundown report today. It's regarding home decor and some judgment between this couple. We'll be getting into
it's
that.
Probably Hobby Lobby words.
No, not quite. Interesting, though. Next up, after that, we've got Is This News? Mel sent over 3 news stories, and we are going to be the judge and the jury. Is this news or is this the blues? And then, of course, we'll finish off with Hey Girl, Hey Horrible Horoscope. We have Aries, Taurus, and Gemini on deck on a Monday. We'll see how this horrible horoscope turns out today for you guys. All right, let's get some pop culture Thunderdome music, please.
Thunderdome music. Yeah.
Straight up now, Thunderdome. All right. Paula Abdul, first question. True or false? Paula Abdul's debut album, Forever Your Girl, took more than a year to reach number 1 on the Billboard 200.
True.
Okay. Next up, number 2. Which Paula Abdul single was her first number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100? Was it Forever Your Girl? Was it Straight Up? Was it Cold Hearted? Was it Opposites Attract?
Straight up. B.
Okay. Next up, and don't forget you do have Baby Thunderdome. Next up, true or false? Pebbles' Mercedes Boy song reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
I think that's false.
Okay. Next up, multiple guess. Pebbles' 1990 single, Giving You the Benefit of the Doubt, was produced by, was it Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis? Was it L.A. Reid and Babyface? Was it Stock Aitken Waterman? Or was it Quincy Jones?
I think it's B. L.A. Reid and Babyface.
Okay. Next up, number 5, true or false? Paula Abdul choreographed the moment in the movie Big with the big piano. Okay, we learned that from this morning. Next up, multiple guess. Which video helped Paula Abdul win a Grammy for Best Music Video Short Form? Was it Straight Up? Was it Cold Hearted? Was it Opposites Attract? Or was it Rush Rush?
Oh, I feel like it's Rush Rush. D.
Okay. Next up, number 7, true or false? Before her solo success, Pebbles sang backing vocals on hits connected to Confunction.
True.
Okay. Confunction. Interesting. Number 8, multiple guess. What was the name Pebbles' production management company that helped develop TLC and took all their money? Was it A, Pettibone? Was it B, La Pebble Records? Was it C, Girlfriend Productions? Or was it D, Mercedes Music
It's
Group?
Baby Thunderdome.
Baby Thunderdome quiz so Mel can get an answer right. All right. First question, true or false? True or false? Paula Abdul was known for being both a singer and choreographer.
True.
Correct. Excellent. All right, number 9, true or false? Paula Abdul was credited as a choreographer on Janet Jackson's Control era before Paula's own debut album became a hit.
True.
Okay. And finally today, number 10, which of these Paula Abdul songs was inspired by Bob Fosse-style choreography and seductive office audition room visuals? Was it Rush Rush? Was it Cold Hearted? Was it Promise of a New Day? Or was it Blowing Kisses in the Wind?
Cold Hearted.
Okay.
One of my favorite Paula Abdul songs.
Actually, no, Paula Abdul. Yes. Paula Cole's a little different.
Yeah, way different.
Okay. Very, very good. Let's get into that answer key. Hold on.
Da, 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 da. Bink.
All right. First question, Forever Your Girl took more than a year.
False. Or true.
That is correct. It is true. Forever Your Girl was a slow burn pop volcano. It did not explode instantly. It climbed over a year at number 1, which makes its success even more dramatic. Next up, which Paula Abdul single was her #1
Straight
Billboard?
Up.
Yeah, that is correct. Straight Up was the song that truly detonated Paula's pop career. The video's black and white style, sharp choreography, and cool girl stare helped her turn choreographer of the stars into the star herself. I used to freaking love that. She was my
love
first,
Paula Abdul.
my very first concert was Paula Abdul. It was the
I love
Spellbound
her.
tour. It was 1990.
Love her.
And she like flew out of the stage and like went around the arena. She was amazing. I was obsessed with Paula Abdul. Next up, Pebbles Mercedes Boy.
False.
That is correct. Sneaky little chart tramp. Mercedes Boys peaked at #2 on the Hot 100, but did not reach #1. All right, next up, who were the two producers?
Ellie Reed and Babyface.
That is correct. Giving you the benefit has the unmistakable late 80s and 90s LaFace polish. Pebbles was not just floating around pop radio. She was tied to one of the most influential R&B production machines of the era. All right, next up, Paula Abdul choreographed the Tom Hanks movie Big.
True.
Huh. Hold.
False.
It is false.
Oh.
Delicious trick question, it says. Sorry about that
We
pause,
lied.
everybody. I'm just like, Paula Abdul choreographed the giant keyboard scene in Janet Jackson's Nasty video, not the giant one in Big. Oh, I'm today
All
years
right.
old on that. I would have gotten that wrong. All right, sorry. Wrong. All right. Next up, which video helped Paula Abdul win a Grammy for Best Music Video Short Form?
Rush.
No, that is wrong. It is Opposites
Attract.
Attract.
That was my second choice.
MC Scat Cat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember that? Two
Yes.
steps forward, I take two steps back.
Yes.
We come together as opposites attract. And you know, it ain't fiction, just a natural fact.
Number 7.
God, MC Scat Cat, so good. One single body. All right, next up. Before her solo success, Pebbles sang backing vocals on Confunction.
true.
That is true. That is true. What was the name? This next one. What was the name of the company? And you said Baby Thunderdome, but what would you say in a court
I
of
would
law?
say Mercedes Music Group.
No, that is
Girlfriend Productions.
No,
La Pebble Records.
no.
Pebbletone.
Yes, Pebbletone was Pebbles' company, and it played a major role in TLC's early development.
She jerk.
where Pebbles shifted from singer to behind-the-scenes power player. Was she a jerk? I mean, they signed it.
Read before you sign a contract.
Right, true. That's the truth there. God, if you're watching Euphoria right now. All right, next up, Paula Abdul was credited as a choreographer on Janet Jackson's Control era. You said?
True.
That is correct. She was amazing. And she was actually a Lakers cheerleader, like the head cheerleader.
Everyone
and I
knows
believe
that.
it was Jermaine Jackson saw her and was like, she's amazing. Listen to the story. He kept pursuing her, and he was married. And long story short, he was like telling her, "Ooh, baby, like we're gonna get a divorce." And here's Paula Abdul, like the mistress. So that's why it like the family kind of was like pissed about her. But then she started working with Janet. LaToya tells it all. Actually,
I love
yes.
LaToya Jackson.
You do
In her
Oh,
drama.
I'm not so sure about her.
She's crazy.
I don't care for her that much. I think she's salacious. All right, final question. Bob Fosse style.
Cold-hearted.
God, is that video the right one?
There
That
it
is
is.
such a good video. Cold-hearted. Ooh,
I got an 80.
Awesome. An 80 is a B, and you're free with me to go to Capybara. Yippee!
Looking for your wild side with a gentle twist, Sonnies? Say hello to the Capybara Cafe, Florida's most unforgettable animal experience. Get up close and personal with capybaras, reptiles, and the cutest exotic creatures around, all while learning, laughing, and making a real impact. Every visit supports animal shelters, provides sustainability, and delivers educational magic for the whole fam. So don't just scroll, scurry over to thecapybaracafe.com and book your encounter now. The Capybara Cafe, where curiosity lives and your wild heart gets to roam.
Ooh, yeah. We had a friend that went out to Cozy Cow Cafe. Shout out to Melissa from
Yes.
Del Mar Vet.
She got
yeah.
to feed a little baby doll lambs. I love those little
So
guys.
cute. We love all of those beautiful vignettes that they have over at Capybara Cafe and the Dynasty over at Noah's Ark Sanctuary. Yeah, if you got some wild animals you know anything about, you can reach out to them. They'll take care of it for you. Speaking of being taken care of, Boat Drinks is showing some hospitality today on these Meme It or Leave It today. All right, this first one. One thing about butterflies. Houseflies, they do not fly in your house. That's a bug with class,
Yes,
right?
that's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, I'm having these stupid houseflies.
Yeah, but you never get a butterfly in your house.
I know, it's so dumb, but the butterflies know better to just not go in there. All right, next up. Isn't it weird we have one hand that knows how to do everything and then one hand that just sits there like, I don't even know how to hold a pencil.
That's true. That's my right hand.
It's my left hand for me. It's like, All right, next up. Dear online stores, if it's sold
Oh my
out,
God,
take
yes.
it off the website.
Yes, don't
I'm
leave it up
sick
there.
of that.
Because that's always the stuff I want.
And I hate that they're like, you want to join the wait list?
No, I
Well,
don't.
honey, no, because I don't need a code in July.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
want it in 2 weeks.
Next up, I might be mean, but I have a good heart. Like when I tell someone to go to hell, I still hope they arrive there safely.
Same. I agree.
Next up, you don't need committees to solve things. Just find two women who are in a real mood about
Yep.
some shit and send them on an evening for a fitness walk.
Hashtag true
They will
story.
solve the world, right? Next up, gas is so high, my mailman is working from home. He just called me to read my bills
Yes.
to me. Yeah.
Yes.
That could be a good,
That's
be
a
a
good
penny
one.
pincher. Next up, every pen in my house works perfectly until I actually need to use a pen.
That is true.
Ugh,
Nothing's
every
working.
time. Next up, oh my gosh, drunk octopus wants to fight.
Ha!
Put him up there.
That's funny.
Put him up there. And we have this one, which is, I love that we're now putting jokes on the back of bacon packages. Listen to this one. Serving size, 2 slices. Who does that? We need more than
That's
that, right?
funny.
And then finally today, right, we have, I don't know whose dog this
Yeah.
is, but he's banned from the park, but he certainly seems like a lot of fun.
He does.
Look at him. He's smoking and he's
Drinking,
having the
and he's
wine.
riding the skateboards.
That's a dude, man.
That's
He
hilarious.
can skate on over to Pups on the Patio over at Boat Drinks.
Somewhere between lunch and legend, there's a place where the day slips off its mundane. Helmed by Captain Rob and Captain Whitney, part hosts, part legends, part beautifully orchestrated icons. This isn't just a bar, it's a daytime escape portal for people who refuse to live boring lives. Boat Drinks Bar is the vibe to thrive, to stay alive. You didn't plan to stay all afternoon, but Boat Drinks has never been concerned with your plans. Find your escape in Uptown St. Augustine, 123 San Marco Avenue, where the afternoons arrive fashionably late and leave comfortably transformed. Boat Drinks.
We had such a fabulous Boat Drinks experience on Saturday.
Yeah, we ordered everything on the appetizers.
We did, and Mel was in her finest that moment, which is great. I always appreciate it because I like to try everything. But I
Yes.
had the strawberry daiquiri. Now you're probably thinking it's going to be this red or pink colored
Yeah, it
drink.
was really good.
It was completely like clear,
Like a lime-ish
and
color.
it was so delicious and refreshing. They
Never had anything like it.
they just remix everything that's bad for us in life, and they make it a healthier version of it.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with Boat Drinks. And if
So
they're looking
good.
for used bikinis, I'm telling you, if you're throwing out a bunch of bikinis, they toss them up in the air. Mel thinks that they're not. You don't have any
They
bikinis.
need to clean them first. Don't give them a dirty bikini, guys.
That's true. That's
Don't
true.
be nasty.
Speaking of dirty, I've got no, it's not a dirty story, but it's definitely one that we're going to be talking about here on the Reddit Rundown Report. Of course, it's Mel's favorite sub category, which is "Am I the asshole?" Subreddit,
It is
I mean.
my favorite.
The TLDR is, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her home decor is the reason I won't host a work gathering at her place? This one hit me in the chops, so I'm ready for this one. All right, this dude, he's 32 years old, male, typical, and the girl is 29, female.
Okay.
I've been with my girlfriend for over a year now. She's smart, funny, a bit quirky, and has a serious job with a great salary. We have a great time together and genuinely get along very well. The only thing is her choice of home decor is absolutely bizarre. Put it frankly, she's not something you think a normal grown adult would be into. Her apartment is definitely a reflection of her interests and herself, not in the best way though. My girlfriend has a wall dedicated to animation in one room of her apartment, like Futurama pieces and etchings of some weird triangle guy. Then there's a wall framed of preserved insects in another room.
That could be kind of cool.
But not insects like butterflies or moths. Instead, she displays tarantulas, beetles, and large stick insects. Her bathroom has a subtle theme of the ocean is pretty common, but instead of starfish or seashells, she uses anglerfish, night lights, and a small vampiric squid painting, and then a framed diagram of what apparently is a goblin shark right by the toilet. I would say a majority of her home decor and furnishings are okay. The apartment itself is a very modern and sleek. It's just the room decor and juvenile-ish themes like cartoons, insects, and bizarre ocean creatures is just off-putting. This is where I might be the asshole. I avoid bringing people over to her place, especially people from my job, because of how juvenile it looks. Everyone is impressed when they see the high rise, but then quickly fades once you enter. The one time I brought a work colleague over, they ended up telling me after they found her insect wall terrifying. I work in finance. Ooh. He's a finance dude.
Oh.
So you already,
Beige.
yeah.
Beige.
Chrome and beige,
Matchy.
good. It's difficult.
White.
Yeah, white on white on white on white. Beige on beige on beige on beige. Have a piece of toast. All right. My office will hold casual gatherings where we have a get together for a few drinks, good food, and we
Why is he having it at her house then? if you
and
don't-
he'll get to it. And we rotate hosts. And this time it's my turn. The problem is my place, here it is, my place is under some construction and not an ideal place to be at right now. So I've been staying with my girlfriend. My girlfriend suggested that we host my colleagues here since she has the space and thinks it'll be fun. I told her I planned on skipping my rotation and seeing if the next person will be okay with hosting early. She kept pressing on, why don't I want them over here? So I finally said, it's because your home decor is strange and not something a grown woman would have. Also, that her insect wall horrified one of the colleagues that did come over. My girlfriend got pissed and said, at the end of the day, it's not my space and these things bring her joy.
not wrong.
She also said that she is indeed an adult woman, which is exactly why her apartment is decorated in such a manner. Excuse me, a hiccup. I love my girlfriend. I do. And it's okay to have different interests. But does an adult really need to decorate with them besides a few things here and there or all over? I mean, my own mother asked if my girlfriend was autistic after she saw the entire apartment for the first time. Honestly, there's the root. It's not the colleague, it's the mother.
Oh my
so
God.
Reddit, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her home decor is the reason I won't host a work gathering at her place?
I mean, he's being honest. But you're kind of an asshole because it's not your house. You are staying there while construction's going on. So, but if you're supposed to host a gathering, find another location to host it if you don't want to have it there.
I
But
mean,
you also don't have to say it so harshly. Like, you're like a 5-year-old. Now, when you first were...
where's the line between personal taste and like public presentation?
Well, when you first started talking about it's childish, in my head, I'm going, she's got stuffed animals everywhere. It's like bright pink.
right. No, she actually
lace.
made some artistic decisions here, I think.
But I think if he doesn't like it, you don't figure out another way to host your work people. Why don't you rent a room at a restaurant?
Listen, he was the one that has the apartment under construction, and he's obviously staying with his girlfriend. So my first question is, does he really have the problem with the home decor, or does he have the problem with people's judgment?
Both.
I think it's just the
I think
judgment.
it's both.
I think it's just the judgment.
I don't think he
If
really
he
cares
had
for
such a
either.
problem with the home decor, then he probably would have gotten an Airbnb and stayed there.
Unless
He's
he
staying with
doesn't
the
have the money
girlfriend.
to do it.
I'm just saying
He
that
probably doesn't
obviously
have
it
the money.
sounds like they both have the money because he's getting some sort of
He just likes
reconstruction.
white walls.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I mean, why do we associate adulthood with blandness?
Boring. I mean, you see what happened to McDonald's? It used to have a playground and was bright colors. Now it looks like a depressed middle-aged adult.
Or like, yeah, it's like a corporate America
like
structure.
sad.
Yeah. Is
Sad.
adulthood maturity, or is it learning how to make your house look like a hotel lobby here? I think people have an acquired taste. I mean,
I
that's
think
what
everyone's different.
Definitely. And it's her space. It's like she's paying for it, and that's what makes her happy.
And you're staying there. You don't
I think
really.
it's fascinating, and I would be if I was
I
a
think the insects are kind of cool.
if I was a coworker, I would think like, oh, this is an interesting journey, and seeing somebody, I would want her to talk about some of the decor and where it came from. Everything has a story, I'm assuming. I mean, the
She's a-
angler nightlight in the
But
bathroom,
she's
like,
also being nice enough to say you can host it here. She's allowing you to have people in her space.
right.
So I think that
So
maybe
do you think
not be so
is her
rude.
apartment a red flag, or his embarrassment is the red flag?
I think I think he's so used to his basic box where everybody's house looks like everybody else's and because it's different.
Would you be concerned about this relationship because he's being so like put off by it? Is
yeah,
he
and if I
embarrassed
were
by
her,
her?
I would probably be offended. Like, okay, so my house isn't good enough for your work people, then fine, go find your own place to stay.
I love that he called it quirky cute in the beginning, but then all of a sudden it became
problem.
scary when it's going to be visible to other people. I haven't that is a red flag for me. It's sort of like, well, you want to be with me, but you won't show me off to your friends or how I live. I think that there's a little bit of a red flag on the play there.
I think he's boring.
Yeah. What role does class or career image play here? I mean, is he worried about the office going to judge him?
I think people get too wrapped up in their job titles,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Well, I am the what's the word I'm looking for? Director of financing.
Yeah.
I'm fancy, dude. It's just who you are at work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like people get too carried away with their titles."
I think it was just an excuse that the colleagues fear from the last one. I'm like, I don't even know what that colleague's personality was, but like, I think it was just an excuse for him to say to her is like, well, we scared one person. I mean, if I'm going to have 20 people over, I'm going to have 20 more people in the office that are super scared about it. I'm like, oh, get over yourself. I mean,
Well, people don't like things that are different. That's
Right.
the problem.
yeah, and talk about that. Why is there a fear of people that
Yeah,
living
because
differently?
people don't want to be different anymore. They want to be just like everybody else. They want to wear the same clothes. They want to wear the same shoes. Like they want to look just like everybody else. And if you look slightly different, that's a problem for
Right.
people because it makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was getting a coffee the other day, and the girl in the drive-through window, I said, "You have a really nice smile." And she said, "Well, she used to work for somebody who was from Austria and in customer service, and people were so rude to her, and her boss said to her, 'Listen, just smile at people. It makes them really uncomfortable.'"
It does. People definitely react differently when you smile
Yeah.
constantly. It either lifts them up or it
Creeps them out.
Creeps them out. Yeah. Now let's get into I think this is the root of the problem was the mother's comment.
Oh,
here.
100%. There is I say it all the time. Boys and moms, there is something. The dynamic is just I can't explain it. And if a mom says to her son, her grown son, "Oh, well, X, Y, and Z," that holds weight.
So
I don't know why.
Here's what I have a problem with, and where I got offended in this story was that she was just so cavalier to toss out the word autistic. I mean, what if she was autistic? What is it to you? You know what I mean? Like
Just because somebody likes certain things, that makes them autistic.
and it makes them different. And
That's what I'm saying. People are afraid of things that are different.
She just kind of lumped her in. I want to know what the mother's definition of autistic is because
There's
I
nothing
think
wrong with autistic people, you moron.
I think autistic people have a heightened level of sensory, and I think they're extraordinary and fascinating. And if she was
She made herself
autistic,
sound really ignorant.
yeah, she really did. She sounded like a
And
real son of a
hateful.
bitch on that one. I'm sorry. That was a nasty thing to say. And I think that was probably one of the worst put downs that she, not because of the way she said it. It was sort of like, oh, is she autistic? Like, does she get a
Because you
handicap parking spot? It was just
yeah,
like,
but you make yourself sound so dumb
it does.
and ridiculous when
And
you say things
I think
like that.
this young lady is an artist in her own right. I think that she's collecting things that brings her joy, and that's her personal space. When you walk into someone's house, if you were coming from that office and you walk into somebody else's house, you don't walk with judgment on your breath. You walk in with an open mind, like, wow, this is how this person
but
lives.
this day and age, that's how it is. If you walk into someone's house, a lot of times people are like, their eyes start scanning around. Like my house doesn't look like everyone's house because I have a lot of Davis artwork hanging up in my house. I'm not afraid of color. Like I have mismatched picture frames on my wall because
Right.
that's how I like it. I don't want it to be. Now my house is usually relatively pretty clean, cleaner than most people's houses because I like a very clean space. But it's not like I don't ever want to have a beige house.
Right.
Like I have bedspreads that might be beige, but there's throw pillows
Other
of color.
than pop the color. I mean, that's just how
I
you
don't
live.
want to have my house look like everybody else's.
But then some people like a beige house,
And that's okay
and
for
that's
them.
fine.
And I'm not going to judge them.
Actually, and I never do this, but I actually think this is an HR issue. I think that they shouldn't.
Why are they letting people have?
If they have such a
gatherings?
fear, I mean, they're allowed. They're free to do that.
It shouldn't be an intimate.
Hold on
in
a
home.
second. have an issue with this whole fear of judgment that he has. And if that's the truth, and if this is what this little group is doing, is just judging living spaces, then that's not really a beneficial to all concerned kind of group. You know what I mean? For the greater good.
I think they should change those rules. Like, if you're going to do a team gathering, it needs to be in a public space.
Yeah, or do it at the office.
To be honest,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want everyone I work with to be in my house.
Yeah.
So that's my like safety zone and my quiet area, unless Daisy's being crazy or the Amazon man comes by and Luna goes nuts. But
there's creative ways to get around this. Like, he could have said, like, I'm nervous for my coworkers to come over, but let's do this like fun game or educational. Like, make it something enriching that they get there and they understand why the shark is a goblin shark by the toilet.
I think if
he's gonna gobble all your poopy. Like,
if he has that big of a problem with it, just go find a neutral space like a restaurant and rent a room.
Yeah, that's what you originally said.
I'm going with that.
But I think that they could actually make it fun here, and they could make it like a conversation
he won't make it
piece.
Fun. He's boring. He likes white
Not
walls.
necessarily true. We don't know who he is from Adam, but I'm just saying, you originally started this conversation saying find a different way to have this conversation, and I'm trying to come up with a solution. I think that's a different way to have this conversation than for him just to go right for the jugular and say, my friends are gonna judge you, and then I'm gonna be the weird guy in the office. So what? The weird guy's extraordinary.
The weird people are always the best.
The one part that really bothered me was the mother's line, "Is she autistic?" That's when I was like, this I want to discuss on the show, because that's the part that bothered me. Why are we putting that down? Why is that a talk down when it should be a talk up? Oh my goodness. Because she's an elevated, more experienced person with autism. That's amazing.
This goes back to my point. People don't like anything that's different. It scares them and they don't understand it. So there has to be something wrong with her.
Right. Do you think
That's what I say.
Do you think he's confusing? I wrote this one for you. Do you think he's confusing professional with emotionally repressed?
Yeah, I don't think he understands. You can still be professional and have like quirky things.
Right. I think that he's instilling a form of shame and belonging here. If
I were her, I'd say, then get out of my house.
Would you question this relationship? That was my next question. I would say so, kind of a little bit here.
So say they get married,
because my artwork is a part of me my whole life, and that's just who I am. It doesn't. These are all little vignettes of my life, and they all tell a story. And I think, when she's inviting people over, having people over, she has the opportunity to enrich them and tell them the stories of each work.
I think the insects thing is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. We got some notable comments here.
Yeah. What you got?
We have, "You are the asshole." Mm-hmm. So you don't like her interests. You don't have to be judgmental about it. Your one and only experience bringing someone over, and they were, quote, terrified of the insect display. So this person and your own distaste has convinced you that everyone would be terrified. You don't need to bring your work colleagues over, but if yourself look down on your girlfriend because of her interests and how she chooses to decorate, maybe you shouldn't be with her. I think that's an interesting. I like that.
Agreed. Circle gets a square.
Kind of on that one, yeah. Next one is, I agree. You are definitely the asshole. She's not childish. You just don't really like her. She deserves someone more interesting and interested in her rather than your shallow appearances and finance. I agree with both of those. Especially the mother. There is no update. I will always tell you when there is an update. I will always tell you. And actually, Mel, they're very rare to find an update. On most of these stories. But yeah, guys, I agree with those commenters.
He's an asshole.
I don't think that he needs to be with her, especially if he's going to downplay her art collection. I hate that.
I'm going to tell you, if there was an update, it's probably going to go like this. Well, my girlfriend left me.
Yeah, exactly. I really think that might be on the table here. I don't know if this is a salvageable relationship. It may seem small, like for some people, but it's one of those pebbles that you drop in the well and you see the ripple effect.
Yep.
I think there's more to unpack here on this relationship. Hate to tell you. But one thing that we can unpack is when going to Panache and we feel like we're ready to attack.
That was a good one.
Every guest, every time. Since 1987, Panache opened its doors to be a cut above the rest. Their mission at Panache is to care for their team, their guests, and community from scalp to soul and bring the joy to the world one service at a time. The Panache difference is their carefully chosen and highly trained staff there to exceed your expectations. The same goes for their elegant salon space, dedicated to guest comfort and devotion to innovation and artistry. They're focused on making your day and continually raising the bar by aligning with Aveda's mission. You gotta get Panache.com and get with it, boo.
Oh my goodness, we have Is This News? I got 3 news stories in front of us. We are going to be the judge and
All
the jury
right, let's
to
do
let
it.
us know, is this news? This first one, team spirit, but make it therapy with jerseys. Sonny's, today Mel brought us a story that is dangerously wholesome, suspiciously inspiring, and frankly rude for making us feel emotions right after our lunch. Okay, Team Impact, IMPACT, a Boston-based nonprofit, is celebrating 15 years of matching children facing serious illnesses or disability with college athletic teams. Since 2011, they connected more than 4,500 kids with teams across the country, working with over 850 different colleges and universities. More than 100,000 student athletes they've connected. These kids don't just get a photo op and a pity clap. They get official team memberships, showing up for practices, games, dinners, campus events, and becoming part of a real support system. And honestly, that's where the story punches you directly in the heart with a foam finger.
Yes.
One example is Liam, a 16-year-old with a rare genetic disorder who is matched with Miami University's hockey player Blake Messenberg. Liam's mom said that he never really had a group of friends before joining the team, and Blake helped make his 16th birthday something so special, he still talks about it months later. So, the power of mentorship, of course we know this from...
Zone Trail Stars.
That's right. So let's talk about this, Mel.
So here we go. This is definitely news because sports are often framed around winning, rankings, scholarships, and who gets the biggest trophy. But this story reminds us that sports is all about connection, teamwork, inclusion.
Yes.
And a team can be a chosen family. A locker room can be a place where a child feels seen instead of sidelined. Team Impact doesn't just give kids a fun day. It creates long-term relationships. These children become official members of college teams through
think it's
multi-year
awesome. Yeah.
clinical programs.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely news because at the end of the day, everyone, kids, adults, everyone needs to feel like they belong to something.
Right.
And that's what, you with sports specifically. Oh, I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, so you belong to a group of people who are Jacksonville Jaguars. They bring people together. You're yelling at the TV. You're yelling at a live event. It
reminds me of the story we did last week of the quadriplegic young man that got to make the goal, and
I think this is
the mom was like, I never thought my son would ever walk across a field like that. I think this is absolutely newsworthy, and I think mentorship is so important.
Absolutely.
I mean, we talk about big brothers and big sisters of the St. Johns County all the time, and the power of that mentorship. Take stock in children, amazing. Like you're helping kids with their schoolwork and really kind of advancing their lives. I love stories like this. I think it's totally news. Absolutely.
This is 100% news. And if you say no, we're not friends anymore. I think it's news.
Addie.
All
right.
Like it's not news. Addie, it is news.
All right, story number 2, cold case, colder boat. All right, let's see what happens here. Mel dragged us into the Arctic today, and not a cute pack your puffer and take a selfie way. This is history, mystery, DNA, doomed sailors, frozen ships, and the kind of Victorian expedition planning that makes you want to yell, "Gentlemen, perhaps do not sail directly into the ice buffet." Researchers have now identified 4 crew members from the doomed 1845 Franklin expedition using DNA evidence. The expedition left Britain with 2 ships, the HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror, trying to chart the Northwest Passage through Canada. There was 129 men on board, and not one survived after the ships became trapped in Arctic ice. The newly identified sailors are William Orrin, David Young, and John Bridgens from the HMS Erebus, plus Henry Pegler from the Terror. Scientists used DNA from bones and teeth found on King William Island, then matched that genetic material with living descendants. And let me just say, identifying someone nearly 180 years later through DNA is not just science, it's Ancestry.com walking into a haunted shipwreck with a flashlight and a clipboard. The story helps solve a long-standing mystery around the Pegler papers, written notes found near human remains in the 1800s. 1800s. Historians have debated whether those remains were actually Henry Plegler's, and now DNA strongly supports that they were. So yes, this is grim, but it's still very fascinating. Mel, let me get some details here.
All right, so this is not just members of an expedition. They were human beings. They had families, histories, and people who once waited for them to come home.
Right.
For almost 2 centuries, many of them were remembered as mostly part of a tragedy. But now, thanks to modern DNA and a little bit of research, some of them are being restored as individuals. So this matters. It shows that DNA is not just being used for crime cases or medical mysteries. It also helps historians reconnect past with present. It gives families answers, and it also gives researchers clarity. It gives dignity back to people whose stories were swallowed by time, ice, and disaster.
These poor families, and now they have
Yeah.
some closure
I
here.
think this is pretty exciting because we always usually hear DNA evidence is just used for cold cases or crimes.
Right.
So the fact that we're learning that we can use it for other things, I
Yeah.
think is pretty fascinating.
I think so too. I think that's
News.
really cool. Definitely news. And that's another piece of history that can be defined a little bit further.
Histories, mysteries.
I love that. All
I
right,
like
this
that.
next story 103 years old. This
Oh.
guy.
Same age as me.
Still out working your group chat, Mel. All right. She brought us a longevity story today, which means we're about to hear someone who has lived through the Great Depression, World War II,
Whoa.
the Civil Rights Movement, and probably every other customer service hold song ever created.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? His name is James Sneed. He's 130 years old, and he is a World War Army veteran. And he says one of the secrets to long life is a motto he learned from a school teacher when he was just a boy in Shiloh, Alabama. Here's the motto: good, better, best. Never let it rest till the good became better and the better became best.
I love that.
Oh, I love that. And honestly, that's not just a motto, that's a verbal treadmill. Sneed also works out at the YMCA 3 days a week, attends silver sneakers classes, and he still tries to do a little bit better every day. At 103, he's still showing up, still moving, still inspiring people, while some of us still need a recovery day after bringing the groceries in from the car.
Yeah.
I get it. He has lived through enormous hardship. His mother died when he was 9. He served after joining the Army shortly after Pearl Harbor, and he later became involved with his local NAACP chapter during the Civil Rights Movement. He was eventually entered into the Alabama Senior Citizens Hall of Fame for his
Yes.
work. So yes, Melanie is going to say why this is news, and I am really interested in hearing some more details.
Because every once in a while, someone's life becomes more than a biography. It becomes a lesson plan.
I love this.
James Sneed's story is not about living a long time. It's about how a person kept going after loss, war, racism, disappointment, and decades of change.
Absolutely.
He didn't just become inspiring because his life was easy. He became inspiring because he kept choosing steadiness, service, movement, and goodness anyway.
Yeah, as life evolved, as all those horrific events, and he just literally molded in and shifted from the tides. I love
his
this.
whole philosophy was tucked inside 17 words that became his motto and like his Bible for life.
Yeah.
So it just also shows you age sometimes is nothing but a number. As long as you keep it moving, you keep grinding, you keep pushing, you're going to make it.
I totally think that's news.
This is
I want to
news.
wish him a happy birthday, and
Yes,
I can't wait
Mr.
for
Sneed.
104, Mr. Sneed. That's going to be amazing.
Yes.
He needs a little bit of wine at Ben 39.
I wonder if he drinks wine.
I'm sure he does.
Probably Dr. Pepper.
Yes, it's Jesus made it.
39, the hidden gem of downtown St. Augustine since 2016. This is your secret getaway to a fabulous time. It's tucked away inside the lobby of the St. George Inn, and this charming spot boasts a courtyard setting that's straight out of a dream at the north end of St. George Street. Their wine collection features over 85 unique gems, is a journey into the extraordinary. You'll find wines from both small and large producers. They're open daily from 8 to 8 and Thursday to Sunday from 1 to 7. You got to check them out. Bin 39.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of kegels, we got Hey Girl Hey Horrible Horoscope. It'll
Wow,
make you clench.
segue.
These will make you clench. That's what I mean. We got Aries, Taurus, and Gemini.
My mom and I, Aries, Tiff is a Taurus.
Aries, your week begins with you mistaking chaos for your leadership once again. You will see a
True.
problem, ignore every possible thoughtful solution, and sprint directly into the center of it, where it's subtly of a lawnmower in a library. At first, people will admire your courage. You're doing great, sweetie. Then they will realize you are simply standing too close to your bad next decision. By Wednesday, your confidence will become contagious in the worst this way. Someone will follow your lead and immediately regret it. The future shows raised voices, broken objects, and you saying, well, at least I did something.
You know what? That is me.
Which is exactly what the villain says before the sequel gets worse. Final warning, not every door needs to be kicked open. Some of them were locked to protect everyone from you.
Yes.
Yep.
I love it.
That was trash.
That's hilarious.
That was Trash Panda.
So fun.
Taurus.
Tiff.
Taurus, this week opens with you sitting quietly, appearing peaceful, reasonable, and vaguely moisturized.
Oh, here it goes.
Everyone will assume you're fine. That was their big first mistake. You've been collecting tiny grievances like cursed coins in a velvet pouch, and one innocent comment will finally make the bag split wide open. The future shows you smiling too calmly while someone realizes they have stepped into the emotional quicksand, and you will not yell at first. That is what makes it frightening. You will simply begin listing receipts in chronological order by the time you reach last November.
Yes.
The room will understand that your silence was never forgiveness, it was fermentation. Final warning, your patience is not a virtue this week. It's a countdown with throw pillows.
That is hilarious.
Gemini.
Oh, Lord.
Gemini, this
Here they
week
go.
you will enter conversations like a charming little fog machine full of secrets and half-truths. Someone will tell you something private because you make people feel understood. That is unfortunate for them. Your mind is not a diary. It is a filing cabinet in a haunted law office. By Friday, the future shows you smiling across the table while mentally rewriting the entire interaction into a version that you were innocent, brilliant, and everyone else is emotionally suspicious. A group chat will tremble. A screenshot will be taken. You will say, I'm just being honest, which is always what Gemini says right before the social ecosystem collapse.
Yep.
Final warning, your words are sharp this week. Stop pretending accidentally you brought knives to a picnic. Oh,
so good.
All right, Sonnies, that's a wrap on this Motivational Monday. We chilled, we thrilled, we laughed, we thrived, and most importantly,
We survived.
that's right. We will be back tomorrow morning at what time?
9 a.m., friends.
With who? Rob
Dickinson
Dickinson from Epic Behavioral Healthcare.
Healthcare.
Amazing, you guys. Hey, hit that share button, Sonnies. We love
Do
you so
it.
much. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early.
Bye, guys.
Sonnies. Share the show.
You can share the show.
Come on now, share the show.
Hit that little
arrow. Share
Oh,
the
Jesus,
show.
just
Just share
share
it.
it.
She's
You
tired
know
already.
how.
Already has an attitude